What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Detox Proxy. Today I'm going to talk about something a little off topic, I guess, but I'm going to make it relatable into some of the things I'm going to be talking about on this channel. I am actually within the hull of the wrecked ship in Haida Gwaii. This episode I'm going to be talking a little bit about panic and how it affects people, not only people but animals. And I kind of ran into this situation twice yesterday. So while I was out on the beach, on the North Beach with the forester, and you can always go back and watch that, I kind of parked on the beach, walked about an hour down, maybe a little bit over that, filmed the video. And while I was filming, I kind of started to make sense that the tide was starting to come in a little. Started packing up my gear and started walking and just making normal pace. But as I could tell, where I had been walking was already covered with water. Instant panic starts to set in. I look way down the beach and I can't even see the forester, it's so far. So, I'm not sure how fast the tide's going to come in and how far it's going to come up. I don't want to get back to the forester and the thing bobbing around in the ocean type of thing, you know what I mean? Or even have a struggle of getting out of there. So I started to march, and marching through this gravel type stuff, thicker ones like this, you just kind of start sinking into it, walking in your steps and not making very much progress. But I knew I had to move, and I'm glad that I did, because when I got there, the water was almost up to the forester, which was very surprising. I never expected that, but I'm glad that I was aware of my surroundings, made a move, and even that little bit of panic strike got me moving even faster. It gives you maybe a little adrenaline kick. You start getting that fight and flight response. So I guess I don't know if I was fighting or flighting, but I was making a move to the forester as fast as I could to get it. Make sure I got into it and got it out of there. That would have just ruined everything. Can you imagine losing a whole vehicle and everything in it and being stranded, and what a deal that would have been. It's important to take the time and think about things before you really start to stress yourself and stress your body, because panic can do really strange things to a person and make them do strange things, irrational things. And you really have to just take a moment and process what's happening, because if you don't, something bad might happen. So another prime example of this happened last night again, when I came out to smoke a joint from the hotel. I came out onto the patio, kind of, I guess it's like the entrance kind of patio area, and there's two raccoons up on the patio, and I didn't really have them cornered, but as soon as I opened that door, they scattered, and one pretty much ran right into the wall, kind of like a cat does, you know what I mean? Like they just get wild and crazy and boom, they're right into a wall. Well, that's that panic setting in. I alarmed him so fast and frightened him so quickly that he just went into straight panic, and boom. It's much different for an animal, obviously. They can't process like a human being can, and that's a big decisive difference between man and animal. Cats will literally kill themselves trying to get away from something in a panic situation, right? And where I'm going to make this relatable is the most panic I've had in my life was on DMT. I don't know if what had happened is smoked the DMT and didn't know anything, I guess. I didn't know where it was. I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know what my name was. I didn't know what DMT was. When that started to settle on me at that time, when that happened, I went into full on panic. And all I remember was my body temperature starting to rise. because I couldn't really feel much of my body or realizing that I had one at the time, to be honest. But I knew that my body temperature was rising. I was probably extremely tense, maybe, and I started to obviously sweat, because when I started to at least be able to calculate what had happened, I realized I was sweating. And that's when I guess I started to slowly come out of the DMT at that point, and realized that I had taken way too much, that this was more like a near-death experience that I had experienced. I had put a lot of fear into myself. And like I said before, it was just those couple little moments that I had to start trying to figure out what had happened. And one of the first things that came to me is that I'd smoked DMT, and I was experiencing whatever I was experiencing, which was not like the normal kind of geometrics and entities and stuff like that. It was like a universe being pounded into my head or something. I'm not even quite sure. But I was able to start bringing myself out of it and relaxing my body. I think that my body must have just been so tensed up that I was able to finally like relieve that bit of tension. And I remember coming out of the trip how exhausted I was. And I mean, they don't last very long, right? So this is not something that I have done that far again, and I don't probably ever intend to, although intentions are very strange with DMT, let me tell you. And that's why I have taken a very long break from it. It's probably been close to 3 months since I last tried DMT. It's just so powerful. It will blow you away. It will blow your mind. So yeah, I know this is a little bit strange video and a strange topic to talk about, but it really came to me last night, and as I started thinking about after that raccoon ran into the wall, about my day and how panicked I was, and then it really reminded me about using DMT. But if you liked this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here and you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for me. Leave your questions and comments further down below, and I'll see you in the next one.